The plan that most of us are running is work hard, retire at 65, and then enjoy 20, 30 years of freedom. And it sounds absolutely plausible, right? Working hard for decades on achieving, securing our survival and security basically makes absolute sense. After all, why wouldn't you stop to rest and enjoy life after decades of working hard? And our parents modeled that for us, our grandparents modeled that for them. And it's the only life we know. But what we don't know is that retirement is not normal. In fact, retirement was invented in 1989 by Otto von Bismarck, the German chancellor, maybe that's the name. And it was invented to pacify the socialists, the Marxists at the time. And so what he instituted, and it was a very weird math and kind of cynical, was this. You get to work hard until 70 and then you retire and the state took care of you. And this way, the socialists could get pacified. The issue with the math was that almost nobody lived to 70. At that time, people lived to 40, 45, 46, and that was it. And most people died on the way to their 70s, and very few people actually lived to 70. So the math was very cynical, and it was invented for that reason. And then in the beginning of the 20th century, with the arrival of the Industrial Revolution and the implementation of the assembly line, what happened was the owners of the factories noticed that older workers were slow for the new and fast assembly lines. So they wanted to cycle out the old workers and replace them with new workers. So they supported this plan. And this plan was officially adopted in the United States with the Social Security Act in 1935 in the midst of the Great Depression. And the reason for that was to get older workers out of the workforce and to leave jobs open for younger workers with families. So that was the reason for the Social Security Act. And much later in the 50s, with life expectancy increasing and the boom of life expectancy, what happened was that became a marketing stunt. And now developers started developing the retirement communities and marketing them as the golden age. And so it was cemented in us and our minds, our parents' minds, our grandparents' minds, that retirement is the golden age. Only nobody told us that it's completely abnormal. The reason why I told you all of this is because I want to make a point. The plan that you're following was never designed for you to live it. About 30% of all retirees develop depression. The life of leisure is not conducive to human development and human flourishing. We're not designed to rest and to be in an endless vacation. This slowly kills us. It's like this. In the beginning, when retirement was invented, you were given a coupon that you were never supposed to redeem. And now with life expectancy so large, you redeem the coupon, but you find out that there was nothing substantial there. Carl Gustav Jung said it perfectly well. He said, in the first 40 years of your life, you're merely doing research. It means you're preparing for the second half of life, for becoming who you truly are supposed to be and who you truly are. The people who did the most important work in their life, they didn't retire at 50 or 65 into leisure. They simply retired from doing what they were not supposed to do. And they started doing what they were supposed to do, not for money or for recognition, but because it was the true work that wanted to come through them and express itself in the world. The point is this: the second half of life was never meant for rest. It was meant for meaning. So the key is not to stop working. The key is to stop working on the wrong thing in the second half of life. And here's where it gets really interesting now. Within the next 5 to 10 years, longevity science is going to extend life with another 20 to 30 years. That's not speculation. That's science at this point. So imagine this. Imagine living instead of till 80 or actually until 120. And so you retire at 65 and all of a sudden you have another 55 years to live. Imagine waking up in the morning not knowing what to do with your life. That's not a life. That's slow and painful death. That's like dying one day at a time. So retirement was never the goal. It was a political invention in 1889 that you inherited as a life plan, but it was never supposed to be the plan we were supposed to live. It already doesn't work now, and it's going to work even less in the future. So the real question is not when you will retire. The real question is what will you work on when you're done working on security, survival, and meeting the first levels of the Maslow pyramid of needs. You're done working on achieving, on identity, on validating yourself, and so on. What will you truly work on when you have more than half of your life still in front of you? That's the real question.